Hello, all my chickadees! Welcome back to my nest. Today we're going to be playing a short, tiny little game, but it deals with some heavy topics. So if anything that we're about to warn you about bothers you, please click away. I want all my chickadees to be safe. And let me go ahead and boot up the game. It has its own warning on here. This game includes trigger warnings such as death, suicide, and illness. Though not as graphic, do proceed with caution. Okay, I've read the trigger warnings and I will play. Play with caution and discretion. Okay, this is called In the Sillage Lies Your Image. Now, first off the bat, I will say I do appreciate games that give you warnings at the very beginning so you know what you're getting into, and also the added thing where they're like you have to click to state that you understand and you've read the warnings. I do like that because everybody has things that bother them, and sometimes they might not even know themselves. But if you can lay it out for them, like the warnings, they'll know whether they should continue or not. So, all of you chickadees, if anything bothers you, please click away. I just wanted to cover this game, and we're gonna dive on in. Right off the bat, we have someone here. He's got a little froggy tattoo, and we're just gonna see what's going on. What is your name? Sparrow. Is your name Sparrow? Yes. Great. Please assure that you're aware of the trigger warnings mentioned. Enjoy our story. From the moment you woke up, you knew it would end today. Today has to be the last day of your life. You're not entirely sure how you got ill in the first place. Your parents always told you it was one of the genetic kind, but it only really got bad in adulthood. Imagine being an adult with a degree, one in biology nonetheless, and with that up-and-coming regency you had been looking forward to all your undergrad years, and having to sacrifice all of it. Terminal, they called it. You just had to keep on fighting, or so they said. Don't give up. You knew it was saccharine bullshit, but still, you tried. You hated the pitying looks. You hated people telling you what to do. You hated feeling hopeless, thinking they knew what was best for you. So you're here, in the one spot you wanted to visit before everything fades, away from the familiar yet wrenching feeling of the hospital room. You greet his mom, walk upstairs, and open the door to his room slowly. Hi, Than. Oh, there's little Five Nights at Freddy's on the over there.
You shouldn't be here.
Oh, voice acted. Oh goodness, I wasn't expecting that. I hope it's up high enough for you guys can hear. I'm turning it up a little bit more just in case. Reply genuinely. Why not? I wanted to see you.
Well, you just can't. It's a little late, isn't it?
You spare a glance at Than's room, pretty much unchanged since the last time you saw him. Their bed still looks cozy as the first day you sat on it.
You came by my place unannounced, and you should be resting.
You gesture towards Than's bed, right behind him. Look, I just want to lay down for a bit. Is that too much to ask? Than lets out a heavy sigh, fidgeting with the side of his shirt.
Don't mind if you do then, but you should go home soon.
You sink into the bed, trying to repress your cough. God, that's like, what, the 5th time already today? Thanks. I spent too long not hearing your annoying squeak in my life.
That better be a compliment.
It always is if it's you.
Aw, you love me.
Unfortunately for me, I truly do. Even if you let the frogs poison me slowly to death, I'd still love you. Oh, he must be the frog lover. Yeah, because he has like the frog tattoo going on.
That was one time.
Did we actually get poisoned by frogs?
The frogs did not poison you. The frogs simply jumped at you.
Then how did we get poisoned? He's right. It just jumped at you. But you were walking on eggshells at the time. Any perceived threat back then felt like a sure way to die. To death. It was the frog's fault. What if you were on the receiving end of a frog jumping at you?
Well, I wouldn't be, because unlike you, I have the common sense to stay a reasonable distance away. And I like frogs. They can jump at me if they wish. What's your excuse?
I rescind my compliment on the basis of being blamed for things I didn't do.
Oh, shut up. The frogs weren't that bad.
You know what was bad, though?
I swear to God.
When you got that frog tattoo and you cried during the whole tattoo session.
I did not.
You know for a fact that breathing in and out is hard for you. But just hearing their voice feels like a fresh breeze filling your lungs fully.
Look, that tattoo meant a lot to me. Frogs are my favorite animal. That's why I was crying. Not because it hurt or anything. I was just really happy.
Uh-huh, sure. When you were kids, Dan was always excited when a frog would show up in your neighborhood's pond. You weren't exactly sure why they were fascinated with them, but because you loved them, so did you. Looking back, maybe it was the transformation frogs underwent, from tadpole to frog. Dan had always struggled with change and who they really were as a person. Expectations always weighed on him.
Very funny. If I lift up my sleeve to show my tattoo, will my street cred be validated?
I mean, if it's Pepe the Frog, I'd be obligated to say no.
My tattoo is not Pepe the Frog.
Yeah, it's a little frog with his tongue out. Looks like he's going after a fly. His tattoo, admittedly, is one of the more adorable things you've seen in this life. The tongue curved into a heart wrapped around his arm. The frog with its mouth open, its cuteness personified. You're not disapproving the loser allegation with this material, Than. But I know you always rock that tattoo.
Thank you, thank you.
He takes a little bow. All that coolness and you couldn't even try to valiantly save me from the frogs, though. You pout.
I'll get you yet.
I know you will.
Okay, enough with all the reminiscing. Don't think I haven't noticed.
Damn, you wonder just how terrible you look right now.
The coughing? The fact that you didn't bring your meds? And your face.
Well, I can only hope I don't look like a real ghost at this point. Your body racks with the force of your cough. Shit, is that blood?
Great. My best friend is gonna die in my room. Truly the funniest thing to happen to me in years.
Damn, jumping right to conclusions. Than just looks at you incredulously, like you've suddenly become some carnival wonder walking and talking in his room. You sigh. That are totally right. You seem to be taking it well.
What else am I supposed to do but pretend to be taking it well? I wouldn't want to freak myself out any more than I already have.
Oh, he knows we were planning to die in his room. And I really do appreciate you for trying.
What, am I the only person in the world you could talk to?
Little does he know just how true that is. Than, even if you don't talk for months or years, holds you together. Seems to be a slight exaggeration, Than, but you're the only person in my world. One last ride. Oh, okay, I'm saving here. There's only one ending, though. So it doesn't really matter in the end for the ending, but this is just different moments. You are the only person in my world. Dan shakes his head.
Never mind all that. This isn't funny.
I never said it was. Is this so bad that I wanted to see you? He looks away, clutching the sleeve of his shirt again.
It isn't.
I don't know what I'd do if I didn't get to see you before everything that could happen. Feels like the closing of a chapter. Than scoffs. It doesn't feel aimed at you, though.
And you really think that the best way to close this off is to use my room as your deathbed?
It's not a deathbed, it's a place to rest. Positively, right? Might as well make the most of my life.
Okay, Captain Obvious. Thanks for spelling out the definition of a bed for me. But you clearly could have just rested in your own bed. Nothing differentiates my bed from your own.
Buddy, yes it does. Yes it does. This means we're not alone. Is it so bad that you want to linger in this bed for longer? If it means seeing his grin, his eyes, his messed up hair for a little more time. I missed you. It's that simple.
I miss you too, but...
He leans down, gripping the edge of his vest again.
This isn't the solution, is it? Talking to a deadbeat friend who can't do shit for days, instead of pouring your time into getting better, into trying to live.
Well, my supposed deadbeat friend is entertaining me far too much. I'll have you know I might be a little too amused to die right here, right now.
This isn't the time for jokes.
The silence stretches like blood spilling out of a wound. That's the first time they've said your name, you realize. Your name suddenly matters. If he's saying it, you don't know why hearing your name strikes you so hard.
I still have some of the medicines you took. If you remember where they are, you should take them.
No. You didn't come here to be watered down by those medicines again. It doesn't even do anything but make you miserable. Yeah, I think I remember where those are. Maybe in a bit. You don't want to die in your home, surrounded by machines and oxygen tanks. You don't want to die in the hospital unit, the utter epitome of feeling weak.
When is in a bit?
Later.
You aren't talking to me. Are you even listening?
You roll your eyes. Mr. Concern over here is anxious again. I mean, dude, you are super sick and he knows you're super sick. And probably, close to passing over. Of course, that's a reason to be anxious. But you immediately feel a wave of guilt just thinking about it. You don't have to be so jittery. Than, you do know. I stopped taking my meds months ago, right? And hey, if you really want to, you could get the medicine for me, yeah? There's an overwhelming silence, as if you said the wrong thing.
I would.
He's still not directly looking at you. Why won't he look at you?
And you should go home. I insist.
You don't want to go home. There isn't a home, really, if all you are is treated as a husk. I thought you'd understand. He'd always understood. It's been you and him, ever since you were children. Ice cream shops and hikes with frogs, getting tattoos. It's been 22 years since you first met and became friends. Yet you decided this little dumbass mattered a little too much for you to let go of.
Well, I don't.
They've tried to understand everything that's happened to you. So why is it now, when it was most important, that he fails you? Isn't it brave to face death on my own terms? I've lived so long for people to view me as someone who can't even carry their own cane, who has to walk around with an oxygen tank. But now, I've done everything I wanted. I graduated college. I even had a job for a few years. I always knew I was going to die sooner or later, but I'm okay with what I've been able to do in the limited time I had. You take a deep breath, looking Than right in the eye. He tries to look away. Than, I don't want to. You don't get to decide how... He doesn't get to decide. It's your decision. It's my decision.
You don't get to barge into my space and force your decisions on me. Go home. Do you know what you're doing to yourself, to your body, if you continue to stay here? You should be trying to stay alive.
It hurts to stay alive. Do you realize how angry I am at the world for making me feel this way? Lungs broken, breath empty, every word could push blood out of my throat. It's leaking and bleeding, and I want it all to end right now. I don't want to stay alive.
Consumed by the memory of me. Isn't that cowardice? Why would you let yourself go?
I think we're just in pain. I wasn't. I wanted to stay with you. That's why I'm here. I'm not a coward. You were the coward. You were. Why can't he understand? Why can't he understand? Why can't he understand?
Face it. If I were the Van you knew, not the Van you left behind, you wouldn't like what you see. I told you once and I'll tell you again, you shouldn't be here.
Oh no.
Because you're here, in my bed, and I'd be responsible for not doing enough, for not being around. You can't leave the way.
You left me? He nods his head. Why did you say that? And why is he agreeing?
The way I left you. Are you choosing to die because you want this to be your decision? Or are you just following me?
Wait. Is Than dead? Is Than dead and we're just... Oh my god. Is Than dead and we're just hallucinating everything we're talking to him about? Because we said his room was like how it was when... Oh no. Oh no. Because he's like, you want to leave me how I left you? How else am I supposed to know what to do? There's so much I still don't know. Why you stop talking? Why you... Another round of coughs. God, why can't you breathe? Why can't you breathe? Why can't I breathe?
Tell me, why are you still here? Why, despite everything, did you choose to stay? ...
I'm sorry. Than, I really don't know. I just... Lungs burning? Check. Throat burning? Check. Choking on words, not knowing what to say? Triple check. Hospital visits are annoying. They ask you everything, but it doesn't do anything. People feeling pity and sympathy are terribly annoying too. Everyone looks at you as if you're some kind of delicate porcelain doll. Untouched. Fragile. You've seen me in my hospital visits, but you've not seen what I have. Then I'm fucking tired. I'm sick of the IVs. I'm sick of the nurses feeling sympathetic. And I am so sick of having to bring you down with me. Okay, so maybe he's not dead. Okay, maybe I overthought it there. But now that I'm here, you're trying to push me away. When I just need to see you before I go. I never wanted to live. I never chose to live. All my life, I just felt like a burden. A burden on my parents who have given up so much just to medicate me. A burden on my friends who have to leave me out of their hangouts. And on you. You're such a great person. Kind and nerdy, a total dork. You show me so much respect. So much care. But my head would always think that I didn't deserve anyone. Especially you. So I thought, what if I just disappeared? What if I just died? Now, I'm doing that, but slowly. Isn't it fun to have a terminal illness? Isn't it wonderful to be sick? Humans need oxygen to breathe and survive, but the air in my lungs, it's like a stab wound. Not just in the gut, but the heart, my back, my head, every part of my body. And I'm just bleeding. Being killed from the inside. God, I hate living. But I don't hate you. Because you have never left my side. You have been there and you have seen me through it all. In spite and despite every burden I bear, my heart on a platter, my life hanging by a thread, and you are that single line. A fragile heart and a pair of battered lungs. The tears welled up in my eyes, burned me. The burning sensation in the back of my throat is scalding. Oxygen burning me inside. It burns. You look up and there's Than, looking at you studiously, like you aren't exactly real to him.
So, you really want to do this?
Yes.
And you're not doing this for me. This is not because you feel guilt about what happened, right?
I need... No. I want to.
Not even I could stop you, huh? And here I was, thinking I could. I'm your final obstacle after all. You just have to get through me.
Well, did I do it?
Yeah, you did.
Really? You shift and turn. Than's voice is firm but shaky. Just for like you remembered on that day. The day he... Wavering and somehow not the same at the same time. Was he scared for you? Scared for himself?
Yes.
They really haven't changed one bit. Okay. Do you mind if I take a nap then? You feel his hand brush your own. Cold and airy, yet gentle fingertips placed near your own. Just for a moment, you thought you felt its warmth. In the first trimester of your university education, your biology professor had mentioned a fact that you still somehow remember, even here on your deathbed. The memory of that class was blurry in your mind, but you still remember the exact timestamp of the video your professor had you watch. Many talk about how the surges in brain activity that is popularly referred to as life review, or one's life flashing before their eyes at death. A study based off of a man's near-death experience. It is said that seconds before death, your brain will replay all of your life's most significant memories. Every single memory that played back in your mind was with him. With Than. Despite what he did to you. What you did to him. Through this. Slowly, you knew that your Klingon life was fading. You could feel it. Like you were drowning. May death teach you how to drown, you thought. Drowning peacefully could be okay, if it was like this. But you felt another thing. Than's presence. Like his thoughts had melded to yours. Something to tell you. You knew you had to hold on a little longer, even if it was just one more second.
Sleep for as long as you'd like.
Don't mind if I do, then. The neatly done bed, now fully undone by you. His vanilla scent that somehow still lingered on his sheets, enveloped your person, giving you the warmth you so longed for. The warmth you lost when he left. Your lungs pushing out the last of your air. Your heart beating and slowly coming to a stop. You can somehow feel him carrying you, as silly as it sounds, just like all those times when you were little and you were too tired to walk. Hey, Than? Silence. I got a frog for you. What's the password? Wait, what? There's a password? There's a password? What? Password? Password? Oh god, there's his password in the files. Okay, hang on. Oh my god, what? Hang on. Why does that one say I got you? Oh gosh, I'm checking the files. Help! Something say password? Oh my god. I really think Than did die, and we are terminal. You know, this wasn't suicide. We were terminal. We've been just getting sicker and sicker. And the one place of comfort we found was our late best friend's room. Oh, that's so sad. Help! There's a password? Game audio. Is it this? Maybe? Oh my god! Oh my god, okay, that's so cool. There is a in the files, you know, everything looks like normal game files, and then there's one that says I got you, uh Mark Than. So Than left us a note. And you open it up and it looks like a piece of paper that got ripped out of a notebook. Like it has the little like a spiral notebook, so it has like the little marks on the side. And it's like in handwriting. It says, I wrote it for you in case you forgot. That is so freaking cool. Okay, let me see. Um oh my gosh, it's so cool. 728526. Fan? Oh my god. Okay, that was clever.
It's not that I never thought I'd do something like this, and by something like this, I mean making a voice message on my phone.
Oh no. Oh no, Than. Not this.
You know my password anyway. I'm sure this wasn't hard to find. I made sure to leave my phone on the desk fully charged, just for you. I want... No. I need you to find this because I need you to listen. I didn't think I'd be leaving a voice message for anyone today. If you asked me before if I would, then I probably would have said no. Because who would I make one for, right? But you are persistent. Your battle made me want to stick around for a little longer. Listen, it's not your fault. Me being dead will never be your fault. I know you feel guilty. You've known each other for more than 22 years. I've seen you in your diaper, and I've listened to you ramble for about everything from your silly little fandoms to your existential crises. Growing up, I already knew that you meant so much to me. You know how I'd always be a crybaby when we were apart, and even as kids, I wanted to cling on to you. I always wanted you to live a life that was full of joy and happiness. And I hope I was able to bring a little bit of color to what you've always deemed a dark life. You deserve that much with how much shit you'd be going through. I'm not blind. I know what you felt like at home, with your parents, with the constant hospital visits and arguments about your health and where you guys would get the money. You were never at fault for anything. How and why I wanted to die isn't your fault. Never will be. I just had my own issues. But you knew about that. You've always known how hopeless I am. I mess up a lot, and every day felt the same. All so mundane, all of it a pattern. A routine. Hanging out with you broke that routine, even by a bit. Thoughts started sometime later. It was manageable at first. They weren't too bad when it started. It all started piling up though. And then my parents, well, you know them. Anything I did was never good enough. Not for them anyways. From my grades, my clothes, my body, all up to my hair. I was pretty convinced that they just never wanted me. Never wanted to have me. They were the last straw. And I simply couldn't find the resolve to stay any longer. Think of this as a magic trick. Awful comparison, I know, but what if the rabbit in the hat didn't want to stay in the hat any longer? What if they were tired of being the rabbit? Does that make sense? Am I making any sense? Well, only you could understand me anyway. Frogs. Frogs are nice, you know. I like frogs. Green and black poison dart frogs are my favorite. Like the one my aunt. Who am I kidding? Dying sucks. What sucks more is leaving you, though. But at some point, I had to think. Do I want to? Yes. Should I? It's complicated. Can you tell I'm stalling? I'm scared. I don't think I've done enough for you. I also don't think I could have done any better. My family sucks. Finding a job sucks. But our friendship never did. I wish I was stronger for you, though. So,
Oh no.
here I am, in my room. This is kind of awkward, huh? Listen. I want you to keep my phone. What you do with it is up to you, but I want you to have it. If you want the rest of my stuff, then go ahead. You're family, after all. More family than my own. I'd rather you have it anyway. Better you keep it than my parents. I mean, you were the only one who had me second guessing a few times whenever I'd see the rope I hid under my bed.
Oh gosh. Okay. I gotta pause that for a second. Holy freak. Okay, so unfortunately I was right. Fan had died, and it looks like he actually committed suicide. That is horrible. I have a theory. Maybe he was trans, because he's mentioning not liking his body and liking frogs, because they do that transformation from tadpoles to frogs. So that was just a theory. Oh wow, it's not. If he had the rope already hidden under his bed for a long period of time, he had been considering it for a long time. And being friends with us is what helped him stay along, and also he wanted to be there for us for our battle. But I guess when this happened, it just became too much for him. Oh, this is so sad. The way I'm just sitting here with my hand over my mouth, guys, this is sad. The voice acting is doing a bang off job. Okay, let's continue.
I was just tired of everything else but you. So, bragging rights, I guess? I'm sorry for shutting myself away from you. I'm sorry you had to find out from someone else. I'm sorry. I could have handled this better. I didn't want to tell you, obviously, but you deserve to know when I plan on doing it anyway. After all, you've always known about how my brain functions. So, I'm gonna stop recording and do what I've always wanted to do, aside from being your friend.
Oh fuck. Oh, that image. Oh. Guys, I am so close to just crying right now. Holy crap. Well, we knew this game was gonna be heavy. Okay, guys, just hang in there, okay?
I'm gonna die and do it successfully. We should get matching tattoos.
Then?
Oh, Oh. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, hello. Thank you all for sticking through this game. That was pretty dark. That was why the warnings were at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I'm close to crying. That was very sad. But very heavy, and actually it does reflect things that happen in every day. A lot of people are battling whether actual terminal illness or mental illness, and it it can be a challenge. These two tried to be there for each other. Thans tried to stay with our character for our battle, but it just became too much for him, and he had to leave. And our character, we kept going as long as we could, and it just became so hard, so hard. Our body was ready to give out on us, and we just wanted to be with our best friend. Oh, okay, yeah, I might actually go have a cry. This is a heavy game, and I do want to say, if you or anybody you know are having problems, mental illness, please seek help. Even if you can't do a therapist or call a hotline, please. If you have a friend, please open up to them and talk to them. They would rather listen to you and have a phone call and talk to you and help you than have to just go to your funeral and wonder what they did wrong. Okay. I might actually hold off on uploading this for a long time until I feel like it will be okay for everyone. But this was a very powerful game. I am happy I played it, even though I am like an emotional wreck right now. And I'm gonna have a link down below, so all of you guys can check this out if you need to. And remember, you are loved. Even if sometimes you don't feel like it, you are loved. I love you. And someone would always be sad if you left. I'll see you next time, my babies.